And in our class today, we'll do a little of this and a little of that, one of those kind of all-encompassing classes. And if there's anything additional that you want to work on special, tell me and we will. Or if you want to avoid something, tell me and we'll probably work on it. So let's start with some circles. That's how it goes. Mm-hmm.
Toe torture or plank.
Oh, lots of planks and toe tortures. Yeah. And then let's take a couple rounds the other direction. And then we'll let the movement quiet down. And even though we come into some more stillness, see if you can do that without becoming rigid. So let's close the eyes, relax your face, your jaw, your tongue, and find a nice little lift through the back of the head, base of the skull. Just take a few easy breaths, noticing the way your body expands on the inhale and condenses back in on the exhale. Start to add a little bit of movement here. Inhale, just let it come. And as the exhale comes, let the back round, the head bow down. You can blink the eyes open. And then on the inhale, we'll pull forward, a little lift through the chest, lift through your head. And take that a few times. So it's like cat-cow, but in a seated position. And see if you can let the movement take up the whole amount of breaths, whatever amount of time it takes to breathe in. That'll be the forward, and then however long it takes to breathe out, that'll be the back. Yeah. Great. And then let's pause here, just in the center. Change the way the legs are crossed, and the other one in front. Let's take the arms out and up. And then either stay like this, or if you're able to interlace and press up through the palms, do that. If that hurts your shoulders, don't worry about it. Let's go a little bit over to the right side. Stay there and turn the chest slightly more towards the ceiling. Yeah. Good. And then we'll come up over to the left side. Same thing, chest just a little bit more towards the ceiling. Gorgeous. Come back to center. And then let's twist to the right, open up the arms, take them down, and come into this position with the right hand behind you, left hand on the right leg. Push the back hand down to sit up. And then let's turn your head to look forward and stretch the right arm over on the diagonal. Yeah. And then we come to center. Let's take both arms out and up. Inhale to do that. And then on the exhale, turn to the left. Right hand comes to the leg, left arm behind. Press down to lift up. And then we'll face forward just with your gaze. Take the back arm up and over, little diagonal. Yeah. Good, good. Let's come back to center here. Undo the legs. Just stretch them out long. And create a little bit of movement here in the feet and the ankles, toes, anything at all. Anything you like. Yeah. All right, friends. So in a second, we'll come to hands and knees. If you need padding under the knees, you can arrange that for yourself. And we'll start with just a little bit of, call it a yogi's choice. So any sort of movement here in the spine. Yeah. And for me lately, it's been a lot of side bending. You can join me in that, or you can do just classic cat-cow, or take some circles, or figure eights. Anything at all. Yeah. And then whatever you're doing, let the movement start to quiet down. And in a sec, we'll head to child's pose. Feel free to widen the knees if you like. Hips move back towards the heels. Push the mat a little down and a little forward with your hands. And if it feels good to add in a bit of a wobble side to side, you could do that. Yeah. And then from here, friends, we'll reset, coming back to center. Take the knees so they're not quite so wide. And let's pick up the right knee and take a few circles around. Like you could paint a circle on the side wall with the right knee. You got it. And then next time the knee goes to the side, let's pause. Kick the leg straight and set the foot down. So we'll come off of the mat here. Yeah, you might have to push some stuff out of the way. And then we'll shift forward back a couple of times. And depending on what feels right for today, some of you might go a little further back and then a little further forward. And you feel free to move the hands a little more ahead of you if you need to. And some of you might prefer to keep it more of a smaller movement. So you choose. I'm hoping you're getting a little stretch on the right inner thigh. Yes. That's like the tightest part of my whole body is my right inner thigh. Left one, not so much. The right one for sure. All right, friends, let's pause. And then reset yourself so the hands are just under the shoulders. Slide the right foot towards the back edge of the mat, and then turn your chest open to the right, lift the right arm. That's it. So kind of a knee down Vashisthasana. And then let's actually put the right hand to the hip and lift the right leg. Yeah. From here, press the heel out, away from you, and then lift a little up and a little down. Do that a few times. Yeah, it's a little bit of balance. And so what you might do too is scooch the left foot a little, kind of pivot it to the side a little bit. No, other side. Yeah, some kind of little kickstand. Yeah, good. Jane Fonda Asana. Let's pause here. And now swing the right leg just a teensy bit further back. And see if you can go on the diagonal back and up. And you might get a little squeeze here on the right side of the tush. Good, good, good. Just a couple of those. Yeah. Good. All right. And then let's be done. Set the knee down, set the hand down. Go to child's pose here. Go as wide as you like in the legs. And then we'll perch up onto the fingertips and give the mat a little scrunch with the fingers. Just like you're trying to suction cup a little bit. The wrist will lift when you do that. Yeah. And then we'll set the hands down. Relax the elbows and turn the palms of the hands to face up. And just curl the fingers in and out a couple of times. Yeah, back and forth. Okay. All right. And then we'll take a little bit of a detour here. Let's come forward down onto the belly. I'm going to stay in child's pose. If you'd rather do this version, that's fine. From the belly, if you're there, scooch the legs back and down just to give yourself a little extra space in the front of the hips. And then let's everybody take the arms back, the backs and the hands to the floor. Lift the front of the shoulders away from the floor so the upper back engages and the collarbones widen. And then on the inhale, we'll lift up a little more, lift the arms, the legs, and turn the palms in towards each other. And then on the exhale, we'll lower down. So do that a few times, lifting the front of the shoulders first, and then the limbs. And down we go. Couple more times. Think more of the length rather than the height. Yes. Let's take the last one up. And then on the way down, reset yourself so the hands are just under the shoulders or in front of you if you're in child's pose. Press up and let's head back to down dog for a second. If it feels good to move around some here, you can. You can shift the hips. You can move your head. Just take what you like. Good. And then we'll come down and get ready for side two. So let's set the knees down, patting if you need it. And then from here, we'll pick up the left leg and start to draw some circles in the air. Yeah, just pick a direction. We'll only do one direction for these. Great. Next time the knee goes wide, we'll stay. Kick the leg out to the side, step the foot down onto the floor. And then we'll shift it first just a little forward, a little back. And then you choose if you wanted to go a little further forward, a little further back. Feel free to walk the hands out a little more if you need. Yeah, so there's not really a right or a wrong here. It's just what feels right at the moment. Good. All right. Let's pause here, reset, so make sure the hands are right under the shoulders. And then we'll slide the left leg to the back of the mat. And if you need to pivot on the right leg a little bit, you can. Turn open, lift the left arm. And then let's put the left hand to the hip. Pick up the left leg, straight leg, and press the heel out like you could stamp the heel into the wall. Sarah, you can do it. Yes, you can. And then we lower a little and we lift a little. And the whole time you're doing this, think of reaching the heel away from you. Yes. Oh yeah, Carol, that looks fantastic. Let's do a couple more times. And then we'll pause when the leg is somewhere right in the middle. Swing it back slightly. And now when we come up, it kind of comes up and back and then to center. So kind of a little on the diagonal. And it's not a huge movement. What we want to try to avoid is letting the rib cage kind of pop forward, coming into a big back bend. See if you can keep the torso pretty stable. Yeah, all right. And then enough is enough. Down we come, 2 hands down, 2 knees down. Child's pose again. Let's take our spider fingers again, just for a sec. A little squashing of the, give the mat a little squeeze. And then let's reset, elbows to the floor, palms face up, take another round of this, like your hands were sea anemones. Just kind of curl them in and out. Yeah. And then Sarah had a request for some toe torture, so we're gonna honor that here. Let's come forward a little bit. Redo your legs so the knees are right under the hips. Tuck your toes under and bring the hips back towards your heels. Oh yeah, this maybe is enough. Some of you want more. You can scooch the knees back. Some of you still want more. You can come up to sit. And if none of this is acceptable, you guys stay. But if it's a no-go, you can just do this instead, one leg at a time, keeping the legs straight. Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you're up and you still want more, lean back a little. That'll make it worse.
I haven't quite gotten there.
No, not yet. Not yet. If you get to the point where you think they're going to snap, come out before that happens. Yeah, that lets everybody come out. Untuck the feet, give them a little tappity tap, just a little shake, shake. Yeah. All right. I forget there's people below us. Let's come to down dog, tuck the toes under, lift the knees and send the hips up and back. Yes, our second down dog, if you want to move around a little bit here like we did last time, that's an option. Good. And then let's take this one pretty wide. So feet about as wide as the mat. At first, take a slight bend in the knees. And without moving your arms, push the mat down and forward with your hands so the hips shift back and up, away from the hands. That's it. And then at the top of the thighs, press apart a little bit. Counter that in your feet, hug in through the ankles slightly, and then very slowly start to re-lengthen the legs. Oh, yeah. Think of reaching from the back of the knee to the back of the heel downward, whether or not you actually touch the floor. Oh, okay, friends. To get out, let's rebend the knees, walk the hands back to the legs, and pop up for a second with the forearms on the thighs. So we're in this high squat sort of position. Let's circle out the hands, wiggle out the fingers. Yeah, and then we'll add just kind of a little side to side, possibly with a figure 8. That feels good. Now as you're moving along, feel the way the weight is shifting around on your feet. Let's pause and then shift a little to the front, a little to the back. And notice, again, how the weight goes on your feet. And then when you find a place where the weight's right at the front of your heel, stay there and plant that down firmly into the floor. Keep that as we inhale, we rise. Come all the way up, lengthen the legs, lift the arms. And then the arms come down. Yeah. Let's keep this stance, this kind of wide stance in the legs, little bend in the knees, and just, I call it slither asana. You just move around a little bit. Oh, yeah. I love slithering. Great. Okay, and then let's reset. Stand with your feet now just roughly hips width distance apart, toes pointing forward. And then we'll bend the knees and bring the hips back like you're headed towards chair pose, but don't go too low quite yet. Yeah? Many of us, when we come down, we kind of come here. So what we want to do is shift back, untuck the pelvis, and make sure you can see your toes. So we don't want the knees to be ahead of the toes. Yeah. Stay here, and with the hands on the top of the pelvis, let's do a little tilt both directions just so that you feel that. Some of us have a tendency to go too far the other direction, and ultimately we want to be right in the middle. So let's keep that right in the middle. Sink back a little deeper if you can, and let's take the hands to prayer. And now shift your weight more to the right side and press the right heel down. Left leg will lighten up, but we don't actually lift it. Yeah, and I'm hoping you feel some work. Travel all the way up the back of your right leg into the right tush. Oh, good, she's got it. Let's go the other side. So press the left one down, all the way up there. Yeah, and we'll do that a few times, just really slow motion, one side and then the other side. And I find it's much easier to find this action, this kind of wake-up call in the glutes, if we do one side at a time. Now see if you can be right in the middle and do it on both. Yeah. And sometimes it's easier if you lift the heels. If you can sink back a little deeper, do. Don't force it if that's not a great choice. And then press down into the heels to come up. Inhale, they rise, arms come out and up. Exhale, we come right back down, but we're not going to stay. We'll do this a few times. Press down, inhale to rise up. Exhale, lower. Last one, friends, inhale it up. Exhale, lower. So we're at the back of the mat. Let's stay. Hands to the shins. Come up halfway. And then let's lower down. Walk the hands forward until we get to plank, and we're not going to stay. We're not going to stay. Set the knees down. Blanket if you need. And then from here, broaden the collarbones, lift a little through the belly. Take the right leg back and up, about hip height. And then without letting the pelvis swing to the side, take the right leg out to the right side. And then back to center and down. Other side. Left leg reaches back, heel presses into an imaginary wall behind you. And then out a little to the side. Back to center. And the knee comes down. Let's again, one more time, come onto the belly, or if you're, I'm not going on my belly, so I'm going to come onto the forearms instead. You could do that, it's a little awkward. If you're on your belly, you'll come to your forearms too, and you can slide the hands just a little further, the elbows, a little further forward than the shoulders. Let yourself sink down for a second. And then on the inhale, try to drag the arms back. As you move the chest forward, we lengthen to lift. So it's kind of like Sphinx pose. And then let it relax. Do that a few times. So the inhale, we find this little pull back of the arms forward and up the chest. And then let it go. Yeah. A couple more times. If anybody wants to add in lifting the legs, that's a possibility. Take it or leave it. Nice breathing, yogis. All right. And then on this next one here, this will be our last one. When we come down, let's reset, hands just right underneath the shoulders. We'll press up and back, downward facing dog pose. Yep, so we've been here before. Now, in a moment, we'll come to plank and we'll add in a few bells and whistles. If that's not working for you, you'll come to all fours instead. So let's head into our position coming forward. Wherever you end up, can you broaden the collarbones? Can you lift up a little through the belly? Yes, bring the shoulders. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Now, if you're in plank, bring the feet a little closer together. If you're on all fours, take the right leg back and up like we did before. If you're in plank, can you lift the right leg? Yes. Take it out to the right side. Yes. And then back to center, down, change sides just straight away. Left leg up. Out to the left side. You're doing well. Back to center. Everybody downward facing dog. It's like Shavasana. Yeah. Okay, and then you choose. Either walk the hands to the feet or the feet to the hands. We'll meet in a forward fold. Little bend in the knees. Press down right at the front of the heels. Use that to inhale up. Exhale. Arms come down. Yes, yogis. We'll circle out the hands a little bit. Yeah, let's circle out the hips a little bit. Looking Vipassana. I hope you ate your Wheaties.
Yeah.
Go the other direction. Yeah, and then we'll take a side bend here, kind of a little prep for our next thing. So let's have the feet, again, kind of that medium stance. Take the arms out and up. Use the right hand to grasp the left forearm. First we pull up, and then we go. Good. Press down a little harder into the left foot and see how that changes the feeling. And then up we come. Other side, up and over. Yes. And then press down a little more through the right foot. Good. Let's come back to center. Release the arms. Yeah. And then from here, you have to circle out the wrist, move around a little bit. Sarah, go get those 2 cork blocks there. Yeah, I'm going to take one for the team and be on the squishy ones. The hard ones work a little better for this next part. Yeah. So, we'll take your, let me see this. No, those are for you.
Oh, for me?
Yeah. So, if you know balance is like, kind of a little bit iffy, you can go close to a wall. If it's like really iffy, you'll not use the blocks. If balance is pretty okay, you'll use blocks in the center of the room. So we're going to have the blocks like this with a small little gap between them. And you'll mirror me unless you're at the wall. So one block will go in front of the other. Just put that there for a second, and then we're going to do something first. Stand anywhere in mountain pose. Slight little bend in the knees. Lift up the toes a little bit, and then roll towards the ball of the pinky toe, and see if you can keep that part of the foot pressed down. As you now roll down through the ball of the big toe. The toes themselves are still lifted. Yeah, so ball of the pinky, ball of the big toe, and now press down also right at the front of the heel. So we got like a tripod, little triangle. Keep that pressing down as you re-lengthen the legs. Oh yeah, and it should be a fair amount of work, not just in the feet, but all the way up. Do you feel that? Yeah. All right, so relax. And now we'll make it a little more exciting. You can't see the screen, so I hope my head is not cut off, but if it is, you'll at least see my feet. So I'll mirror you. Put your left foot on the block so the arch of the foot is right in the gap. And you might have to make it a little closer. Sarah, go a little further.
Oh, come on.
Just a little. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. So your left foot goes right in the middle of the blocks, and the arch of the foot is in the gap. Yeah. Go right in the center. Yeah. And then the right foot comes up and is dangling. Yes. All right. So on the standing foot, the left foot, can you find that tripod? Press down there. And then the right foot, we'll just take it for a little swing. You can swing the arms too if you want. Yeah. Make sure you're breathing. We're going to be up here for a bit. So, yeah. And no fear. If you need to go by a wall, go get by a wall or a big piece of furniture. All right, it's about to get a little more exciting. Let's pause. Take the right hip and kind of pull it up and let the chest go a little to the right. So you're kind of in a side bend. And then the right foot will step behind. Just kind of tap behind. You can bend the left knee, and now we side bend the other way. So we come up, lift, side bend this way, and then little tap, side bend that way. And do that a few times. And you're likely feeling some good work in the left hip, yeah? Yeah. I know, it's I'm pretty wobbly today. The soft blocks make it harder. That'll be my excuse.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then stay there. Stay there. You still got more in you. Press the standing foot down. Kick the right heel down and then out. And we'll do that little kind of the Jane Fondasana again. Yeah. We're going to make it a little different. Pause. Take the leg a little back on the diagonal. We're almost done on this side. How's the left side feeling? Oh no. Okay, out we come, out we come. Yeah. We take a little walk. Let's just take a little walk. Notice how the two sides compare.
I got a jello leg.
Yeah, a jello leg, a pink leg, yeah. So before we do the next side, let's do this one either on a wall or you can use the ledge we showed. So you bend the knees a little. The left leg will come up. For me, it's the right. And then we'll be here. Yeah, just to stretch out a little bit on that side. So you can just use the countertop or the whatever.
Yeah, okay, so which leg do we put on the
So it'll be your left.
one on top?
The foot that was on the blocks. Yeah, that was your left. Yeah, so you could just hold on anywhere. Yeah, and let's face the wall. And then bend the knees a little bit. Cross your left hand up. It's going to be my right. That's it. And then sit the hips back. Oh, does that hit the spot? Yeah. Now, it's possible that this is too much. So if you need to back out a little bit, that's fine. If you need to sit on a chair and just cross the leg over, that's fine too. Yeah. Something we want to watch out for here too, the pelvis wants to tug under. Don't do it. Take the tailbone back. Yeah. Okay, let's come out. Release. Should we do the second side? No answer. All right, let's do the second side. Otherwise we'll walk in circles all day. The right leg comes up and have it as close to the middle of the block as you can with the arch and the gap. And then just test it out. It's my worst side. And then take a little swing. I can't look around. I'm just going to look forward. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. We're going to add on. Stay up there, but let the movement settle. And then you'll lift the left hip and kind of side bend slightly this way. And then the left foot steps behind. You don't really step down, you just kind of tap. You can bend the knee a little and then side bend the other way. So it's back and forth. This way, that way. Whatever you want to do with the arms is fine. So I feel like a marionette.
Walking the tightrope or something.
Yeah. Good thing we found those hard blocks.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know where they came from, but they're here.
But we like
Yeah, we can use them. All right, let's stay up. And then kick the leg down and out. And a few times like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this side's just dying. Yeah, and then pause, and now take the leg a little back on the diagonal. You guys are almost there. We're almost there. Okay, enough, down. Whew. Can take a little walk. Yeah. All right, let's do the other leg stretch. So just get somewhere. And then we'll bend the knees a little, bring the hips back a little. Don't tuck the pelvis under. Right leg will cross over. And then, yeah, should a little more. And it might, you might do less on this side. It might feel different. Yeah, don't do too much. Breathe. Pretend you had gills on the hips. And then I see Mary just came. Mary, hi. There was an error, and the class started at 6, and I couldn't get you in time. But here you are for the second half. You get to miss this first part. Let's come back up. Oh, all right. Anything you want to say? We're done with those.
Yay! Good timing, Mary.
Yeah. So, I'm guessing you were mostly feeling that on the side. Yeah. So that means we can go back here again, and it's fresh and ready to go.
I'm sure.
Yeah, okay, let's come back to your spot. I'll recommend blocks, at least for later. And then, not right away, but at some point we'll put a knee down. If you need a blanket, just have it handy so you can slide it in. Okay, so let's come to the front of the mat. Feet, again, just a little bit apart, that same position we've been working on. You'll bend the knees, bring the hips back, not too low. And then let's do the cat-cow pelvis and find the middle. Yeah, good. From here, press the left heel down into the floor. Shift over to that side, and then the right heel will lift. And we'll just tap the foot a little forward and a little back. Only moving the right leg. Yeah, so far, not too bad. Not too bad, it's gonna get worse. Yeah. All right, let's pause here. Next time you go back, come more into this kind of high, it's not really all the way high lunge, kind of a diagonal lunge. Yeah. Stay here, and on the left leg, can you still press down through the heel? Take the arms back if you like. And then we'll just take a brief little break. Set the hands down to the floor or to the blocks. We'll bend the back knee, go straighter in the front leg, and then just wag your tail a little bit from side to side. Yeah. Nice. Now this next one will be a little bit of balance as well as strength in the legs. Let's reset, bend the front knee, and bend the back knee too, but not all the way down onto the floor, just a bit. That's it. Now we'll press into the left heel. We'll take the arms back, and on the inhale, straighten both legs, lift the torso up we come. And then on the exhale, we'll come back into that little hinge position, bending both knees. So a couple of those, every time you come up, press into the left heel. Yes. Good. And then we come back down. And then one more time up. I said one more, but it'll be like 1.5. Yeah, and down. And we'll meet next time in the up position. Yeah. Stay here. Bend both knees. Hug the inner thighs in towards the midline. Lift up through the belly. And then don't go any higher in your torso, but start to go straighter in the back leg. And it probably won't go all the way. Oh, I'm trembling. Yeah. Go down again. Hug in again, lift the belly, and then go straighter but no higher. Oh no. Okay, and then enough is enough. Down we come nice and easy. Set the back knee down, blanket if you need it. And then yogi's choice. You could just do nothing. You could shift back and forth. That's what I'm going to do. You could do another little side to side. Yeah. That was great. That was great. Yeah. If I see you guys Wednesday, we're going to do like a super mellow class.
Yeah. I can't make it.
No, just for Sarah, because she can't come. Let's pause next time you come back, and you can walk the arms back a little here, and kind of like we did before, we'll do the tail wag, but now this time the back knees down. Yeah, you guys. Let's do one more thing here. Everybody's okay on the knee, yeah? Shift forward, bend the front knee, and walk the left foot wider and bring the arms to the inside. Blocks or no blocks, it's up to you. And then just start to circle around a little bit, just lazily. Yes. Good. Other direction. Good. And then we'll pause. Blocks or no blocks. Move the chest forward and then turn open to the left. You can lift up through the arm. Gorgeous. Yeah. Down we come. And then let's head into down dog. Any way you want to get there is fine. Yeah. You could be still, you could move. The down dog feels like pretty nice, doesn't it? After all that stuff. Maybe it doesn't. I shouldn't put words in your mouth. Yeah. All right. And then when you're ready to come out, you can either walk the hands back or the feet forward, up to you. Little bend, press down into the heels. Inhale, we grow tall. Exhale to put the arms down. Yogis. Great work. Let's go and get it out. Getting before we do second side. Yeah, other way we go. Second side. We can do lopsided. Yeah. And you know, if you need to quit early to do, just come out a little early. No problem. Yeah. All right. Let's get here. So if you like, I'm just gonna face this way just so I can see you guys. All right. So hands to the hips, feet a little bit apart for the front of the mat, or close to it. Knees bend, hips come back, and let's find that little cat-cow to find our neutral. Yeah. Good. All right. And we'll pause. Shift over onto the right side. Press down through the heel, and then lift the left heel, and then we'll do our little tap forward and tap back. Yeah. Try to keep the right leg really still, and don't let the knee knock in on the right side. Yes. Good. All right, friends, when you're ready, we'll come all the way into that diagonal line lunge. So the leg comes back a little further. If you can stretch the arms back, yeah. And then we'll take a little break. Take the arms down, hands on something. And then bend the back knee, but not to the floor. Go a little straighter in the front leg and just wag your tail. I love wagging the tail. I have tortoises, and one of them wags his tail. It's the cutest thing. It's so cute. I love it. All right, let's pause. Rebend the front knee. Keep the back knee a little bit bent. Press into the front leg heel. And then we'll take the arms back and we'll do a few of these. Inhale, upward, come both legs go straight. Torso lifts, arms lift. Exhale, we come down, find a little hinge. Both knees are bent. Let's take just a few more of those. Inhale it up. Yes, it's a little bit of balance. Exhale it down. You got it, friends. One more time up. One more time down. And then this next time on the up, we'll stay. Yeah. Bend the knees, but don't move the to keep the torso upright. Yeah. Squeeze in through the inner thighs, lift the belly, and then go straighter in the back leg without going any higher in your position. And it's fine if you don't go all the way straight. A little tremble is usually part of it. Yeah. Bend down, go a little more. Hug in, lift the belly, and then go a little straighter again. Well done. We're done with those. Down we come. Awesome job. Set the back knee down. Oh, yogis. And then whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Maybe that's bathroom break. Yay. Awesome. Nice. And if you're doing the same thing I am, you might enjoy pulling the arms back and taking that little tail wag. If you're still doing something else, keep doing it, you do you. Yeah. Great. And then when you're ready here, we'll reset. Rebend the front knee. Take the foot a little wider, bring the arms inside of the leg, and let's just stir around a couple of times. Oh, yeah. And then other way we stir a couple of times. Gorgeous work. Let's pause. And then we'll take our twist. Blocks or no blocks. Let's open up to the right side. Yes, friends. Down comes the arm. Back we go to down dog. Any way you want to get there is fine. Yeah. Oh, that hits the spot. Movement or stillness. Yogi's choice. You take what you like. Good. And then from here, friends, let's come back into child's pose again. Or, of course, if child's pose is a no-go, you'll just come into something that you find a little more restful. Yeah. And then you choose, if you're just chilling here, take another moment. If you'd like to walk the arms a little to the right for a bit of a side bend, that's an option. Yeah. And then we'll take it the other direction, both arms a little bit to the left. Nice work. Let's reset, coming back to center. Swing yourself around here. I call this zigzag asana. I'll mirror you. So the left knee is bent in the front, the right knee is bent in the back. Zigzag. Yeah. Yeah, so left in the Yeah. That's
Okay.
it. That's it. And then just for a moment, press the hands down into the floor, sit up tall. And then at first, we'll start to angle the torso kind of forward over the left shin. And option to keep the arms behind you, arms in front of you. You could do a little side to side. You could do kind of a little pulse forward, back, up and down. You could be still. So just whatever you like. Be easy. Yeah. Be easy after all that other stuff. We did have another balance, but we'll save it for another time. Yeah. Now, option, if you love this position, you'll just stay here. You can try the next one, and if you don't like it, come back. You want to try another one, you'll come up a little bit, and then angle the torso more towards either the left knee or even the left thigh, so it's more of a twist. That may or may not be what you want. And if it's not, you'll come right back to the other one. Yeah. And you could groove a little bit to the music from downstairs. Nice work, you guys. So let's keep the legs in this setup. Start to crawl the arms back. And then we'll do this at first, just the upper body, and then maybe add the hips. So the left hand comes kind of just to the floor. The right arm will sweep this direction. Right hand to the floor. Left arm sweeps over. And then we'll change. Left hand to the floor, right arm sweeps forward. Yeah. So sweep each way. Let's do that again. And now if anybody wants to add on, when the left hand comes down, let the pelvis lift and you kind of go onto the shins. Yeah, it's a little more dramatic. And then down we come. And we'll just take a few more of those with or without that little extra. Yeah, I love it. And if you want to make some noise. Good. Let's finish last one on this side. Oh, yes. Then down we come. Nice job, guys. Let's stretch out the legs. Take them out and just give them a little wiggle jiggle asana. Side two. Out. Zigzag. I think it's called deer pose, but I never called it that. I just called it the zigzag.
Zigzag makes better sense.
Zigzag. All right. So at first, push the hands down behind you to elongate just upward. Yeah. And then we'll go over the shin, that's your right shin. And maybe you add in a little side to side, maybe a little pulse. Maybe it's not any specific movement, but we want to be soft here instead of rigid. Yeah. And then you choose. Maybe this is where you'd like to stay. Maybe you want to try a different spot, and if you do, come up a little bit, and then either angle towards the knee or even back a little, kind of over the thigh for more of a twist. Maybe, maybe not. And there too, if you want to add in any of it's like a piece of seaweed moving in the current. All right, friends. Let's start to come back up to center, keeping the legs zigzag. And then this time just mirror me here. Just go up this way. And then we change arms going up this way. We'll do that again. And on the next couple rounds, if you want to add in the extra lift, go ahead and do. If you don't like it, just stay down. You guys are not as dramatic on this side. All right, when enough is enough, just come back to center. Let's undo the legs. And one more time, give them a little shakey shake. Oh, yeah. And then you choose. Maybe you want to stay with legs forward. Maybe you need a prop. I'm going to grab a prop to sit on. And then maybe you take the legs out a little wider, kind of Upavisthakonasana. So any of those are fine. Give the hands a little press down for a second. Sit up tall and see if you can angle the pelvis, to tip slightly forward as opposed to being here. Yeah, being more here. And then, yeah, maybe you start to hinge forward. Maybe the arms come ahead. Maybe you fold over. Maybe you say, no, I'd rather just stay upright. Yeah. And just like the other one, if you'd like to add in just something gentle, a little gentle movement. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Yeah. Okay. And then from here, friends, if you come forward, let's come upright. And slide the legs back into center and give them a little Baddha And then we'll spend the rest of our class on the back. Woohoo! Yay, we get to lay down. So, see, you might need the blocks. Just have your stuff handy, but, kind of out of the way, but accessible. And then down we come onto the back. Let's have the knees bent and the feet kind of wide, arms wherever you want. We're going to be dropping the legs from one side to the other. Yeah, so when you're ready, just nice and easy. Knees go to the right, to the left. And maybe the head turns opposite of the legs. Yeah. Good. Then let's come back to center here. Redo the feet so they're not quite as wide. And then just our classic figure 4. We did this standing earlier. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And then pick up the left leg and you can bring it in and you're holding it behind the thigh or in front of the shin. And if you wanted to add in here too a little bit of movement, go ahead and do what you like. Yeah. It worked really hard, those hips today. So. Now, some of you might enjoy this. I can't do it, but I can explain it. You back off a little and recross so the right thigh goes over the left thigh. Knees come towards you, feet pull away from the midline, and then you can hold on the shins, the feet, the ankles, if you like. If you don't like that one, just come back to the previous pose. Yeah. Just gives a slightly different line of pull. And then from here, let's undo. Put the feet down. Take the hands right at the front of the thighs and just create a little bit of pressure. Hands straight into the legs. And then we'll back off and change to the second side. So the left one crosses over, and then the right one will come in. And here too, you can add in a little rock. You could do a little cat-cow if you wanted to. Yeah, nice job. And then if you wanted to take the other version, you'll back off a little and recross so the left thigh goes over the right thigh. Knees come towards your feet, move apart, and then just see what happens. If it's a no-go, for me it's usually the hip that does the front of the hip gets a little pinchy. So sometimes it's not a great pose for everybody. All right, friends, let's come out. 2 feet on the floor, hands pressed just straight ahead into the thighs. Just a little press there. And show this one here. This will be a supported bridge variation on the blocks. The blocks you'll set up kind of on the diagonal like this. You'll lift the pelvis, but it's not really that high, and then the blocks come in and they support kind of the sides of the cheeks. Yeah, so they're on the diagonal. And then you come up, and then the pelvis is actually pretty close to the floor. Like if I stick my hand under there, it could fit, but not much more could fit. Yeah. Yeah, it looks right. It's meant to feel good. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Now, Sarah, you might angle yours a little more to the outside side of the block, tips more up. Yeah, kind of like that. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just chill out for a second.
Okay.
For our whole class, these hips were supporting us. Now we get to give them a little break. Now, one more option, and if you do this one, I'll suggest holding the blocks so that they don't fall on you. I like this, just picking up the feet, keeping the knees bent, and it helps weigh down the back of the pelvis a little bit. Yeah, if you don't like it though, we're going to come out in a sec. So, yeah. And then let's undo. Legs come back down, lift the hips enough to take the blocks out, just put them aside. And then we'll put the left leg long on the floor, bring the right knee in. And just give yourself a little bit of movement here, side to side, circle, anything. Yeah. And then we'll take the right leg over to the left, coming into a twist. Any amount is fine, any depth is fine. Yeah. Nice work. Come back to center and change legs. So the left one comes in, the right one goes long. At first, just create a little bit of movement. And then when you're ready to take the twist, we'll take the leg over to the right. Nice work, you guys. Let's come back to center. And then one more time, bring both knees into the chest. Option here to just kind of roll around a little bit, or if you wanted to do more like a happy baby, you can take the feet apart. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you like. And then our last little thing before Shavasana, let's set the feet on the floor, keeping the knees bent. And I think we did one of these earlier. Take the hands to the thighs and just press straight ahead. Hands into the legs. Think about decompressing right at the front of the hip. Yeah, and then we'll back off and do that a couple more times. So just a nice press. And release. And press. And release. Okay. We're heading into Shavasana. Yay. So feel free to put something under your head, put something under your legs, make them chilly, and cover up. So as long as you feel comfortable and happy in this final shape, whatever that means to you. See if you can relax. Relax the face. All of the little muscles that go around the eyes and right in between the eyebrows. From the inner corners of the eyes to the outer corners and beyond, to the temples. Can you relax there? Let the lower jaw unhinge away from the upper jaw. Relaxing the tongue, the throat, all sides of the neck. Relax all around the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Up and down the spine. Take a deeper breath. If it feels good, yeah, you can move the head, take a little roll. Maybe create a little wiggle through the fingers, the toes. Maybe stretch the arms by the head. Whenever you're ready. Let your knees bend and roll over onto one side. Look from your side, take your time to press up. No need sitting, no rush. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.